Hello and welcome. This is the Market Wrap. I am Agam Vakil. Weakness subsists in the benchmark indices with both these declining by as much as 0.3%, the Nifty cutting and seeing a loss of around 35 points. Among the few gainers, a handful of gainers that we've seen on the index is Cipla up 4%. It's followed by Bajaj Finance, some strength coming in up 2%, and Tata Steel along with HDFC Bank and HDFC among the few reasons that could have seen, well, curtail losses when it comes to the downward movement for these benchmarks. But Zee Entertainment on the losing end, followed by Coal India, Indiabulls Housing Finance and Titan Company bearing down on the index. Let's take a look at the broader markets, and nothing has changed when it comes to the advanced decline ratio. One gainer for four losers, and in the losers we have DB Realty down 13%, HDIL down 11%, Idea Cellular taking substantial cuts today, down 10%, despite the fact that we've had, well, the DOT clear its FDI at around 100%, and Sonata Software down by as much as 10% as well. Lakshmi Vilas Bank on the gaining end, up 5%. Some gains coming in Intellect Design Arena. It was a fairly volatile day of trade, but did close in the green, as was the same for Shankara Building Products along with Tata Global Beverages. Each of these ending with, well, gains of as much as 3%. On the whole, when it comes to the broader markets, we have continued weakness and a substantially weak advanced decline ratio as well. That said, let's take a look at what our analysts are telling us about the different levels that we can keep an eye on when it comes to the Nifty and the benchmark indices. Listen in.
There is some sort of, I would say, dying down of the momentum, bullish momentum, which we were witnessing earlier, and also higher levels are being met with selling pressure. So there is going to be some fair amount of weakness in the markets, and on the downside, we see that anywhere between 10,470, 10,500. That's a crucial support zone for Nifty. So there could be some temporary bounce back from those levels. But we'll have to watch out whether these levels hold or not, 10,470 to 10,500. Because on the upside now, 10,650, 10,660, that should act as an immediate level of resistance. But I would say that the short-term bias now seems to be on the sell side, and there would be some selling pressure in the markets.
10,500 looks to be a decent support, and on the upside, I think 10,750, 700, the headwinds are clearly been seen in last couple of trading sessions. So if you look at from a trade perspective, shorting markets at this juncture may not be a good idea.
Well, shifting focus to stocks, we have Biocon, which was, well, right at the top of some of those buzzing stocks. And while it did start off the day in the green, we did see some weakness eventually. We have Darshan Mehta to tell us about what's really going on with Biocon. Darshan?
Yeah, so the news was positive, and that's why it opened up negative. Probably some bit of profit booking seen at the end of the day, and the counter corrected significantly. Probably analysts speaking to the management to get an indication of what the financial expectation of the drug were. But basically the news was not at all bad, but it was expected that today morning we'll get the news in terms of what the company is doing as far as pegfilgrastim is concerned. So it's a drug that's developed by Biocon and Mylan. Mylan is the front end, Biocon is the manufacturer of the drugs and sell the products. Now, why is it good? Because it's a $4 billion drug, and they have the first mover advantage here. And secondly, the approval comes in from the Bangalore plant, which is under the US FDA scanner. They got a Form 483 with 7 observations. But what we spoke to the management, and Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw is indicating that the revenue generated will be as much as Mylan sells, because they want to garner more market share once this drug is launched by them. And Mylan said they will launch it in the next few weeks. And secondly, there will be a profit sharing ratio with high margins. So that's the management commentary. Most of the analysts came out with positive notes indicating that it's a substantial development, but it basically seems that there was significant amount of long builds up ahead of the event in terms of the expectation of this will come in, and a sell-off was seen probably on the back of that only.
Darshan, thanks for giving us those details. Seeing some sell-off coming through for Biocon, but there was also a sell-off in a lot of the IT companies, specifically from the mid-cap space. We've had an interesting report from Credit Suisse, which rounds up their view on the Indian information technology sector. We have Somit Sarkar joining us to give us an idea about the same. Somit.
So if you see year to date, the Nifty IT index has outperformed the benchmark index, and Credit Suisse is saying that is according to them, it's according to their note, that these could be the reasons why the Nifty IT index has outperformed the benchmark. First, they are saying that it could be because of the under ownership of the institutions. Second is the high valuations that we are seeing in other sectors that are there in India. Along with this, the hope of growth pickup in the IT due to improving US and global macros, and lastly because of INR depreciation. However, the brokerage also said that the fundamentals are still the same for the large companies, but if you see for the mid-size IT companies, that has been revised for the financial year 2019. Now, the brokerage has raised target price for a bunch of large and mid-cap companies, but has changed the rating only for 3 companies. Now, for Wipro, it has upgraded the rating to neutral from underperform, as it says that post the correction, the stock is now trading at cheap valuations. On the downside, it has cut the rating on 2 stocks, that is for Hexaware and for NIT Tech. Now, for Hexaware, it has cut the rating to underperform from neutral, and for NIT Tech, it has cut the rating to neutral from outperform because the valuations are expensive for these 2 stocks. Lastly, the brokerage says that Tech Mahindra, HCL Tech, Persistent and Cyient are the top picks in the IT sector.
Right, Soumit, thanks for bringing on those details. So there is some caution setting into the markets, and that's very evident in the advanced decline ratio and the kind of trends that we are seeing. Can we expect a recovery? Well, that's a question mark for now, considering the weakness that we've seen. And with that, it's a wrap on the markets, but lots more lined up. So don't go anywhere and stay tuned in the Bloomberg Quint.